All right. So, how do we get around the spouse objection? So, we put together, and you guys already know this, but we put together like a 5 step workaround for I have to talk to my spouse in the meeting. Uh, so, I'll just run through them really quick. So, the first things first is once you show them the price, if they say, okay, I got to speak to my significant other, the first thing you have to do is isolate the membership. Okay, well, which option were you looking at? This way, you know what you're talking about. Second thing is going to be, and I love this one, and this actually came about from Laura, like doing this on a whim, and I thought this was a really good idea. But the second one is your spouse around now? Why don't you call him or her right now? You could put me on hold. I'll wait here. This way we could find out any objections they have and any questions that they need answered. So that's usually the second one. The third one is, what do you think your spouse would object to? Because that's really like the hidden smoke screen for what they're objecting to. And then the fourth one would be, what happens if your spouse says no? And the fifth one would be, let's do this. I have limited spots for this program, and I can't guarantee you'll have a spot because I have 3 meetings later. Let's get you signed up. And if your spouse doesn't want you to get to your goals, I will cancel you out. So that's like the 5 workaround ways to do this. So let's kind of go through each one and just kind of role play around and see how we can get around this one. So, Ellen, when someone talks to you and they say, well, I guess pitch me the price.
All right, Anthony. So here are 3 options. We have 2 times a week for $3.99, 3 times a week for $4.49, and unlimited for $6.99. I think the best fit for you would probably be the 2 or 3 times a week. So which one are you leaning towards?
Oh, whoa, $6.99. I'm not sure. Let me talk to my wife and let me see what she thinks is best.
Oh, all right. Well, which package were you leaning towards? The $6.99 one's unlimited, and most people don't take advantage of that. So, how does the 3 times a week one sound to you?
Definitely more doable. I still think it's a little bit out of my budget, and I don't think my wife will go for that one. But yeah, let me talk to her and then I'll get back to you.
All right. Well, I have some time right now. I can leave the room if that makes you more comfortable, but why don't you go ahead and give her a call? Since you have me right now, I can't guarantee that if you go and talk to her and you guys decide together that it's a fit, that I'd be available to set it up for you.
Oh, I would love to, but she's actually in a meeting right now, so I don't think she'll pick up if I call.
That's fair. Yeah. Well, is this something that you're really interested in, Anthony?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't interested.
And do you think your wife would be super upset with you if you decided to make a decision that's good for your health and just your joy?
Um, yeah, I don't think she would be upset with it, but I still have to ask her. I just can't spend $600 or $500, whatever it is, and without her knowing.
Yeah, I understand. That's fair. Well, what we could do, Anthony, would be to get you set up on that 3 times a week. And if that's still a little much, we can go to the 2 times a week. That way we have that spot saved for you. And then when you get home, ask your wife. If she says hard no, then we can cancel it out right away.
All right, let me just talk to her first. I mean, that sounds like a good idea. Let me just talk to her. I can call you back, right?
Yeah, totally. What time are you going to talk to her so I know when to connect with you again?
Probably around like 10 o'clock tonight. I got to get her in the mood before I ask her.
Man, if you have to get her in the mood before you ask her, it sounds like you should just be making your own decisions, Anthony.
That's a good point. But all right, we'll reconvene. So that was good. That wasn't bad. The one thing I would say that you really should ask, like, okay, aside from the price, is there anything else they would object to? Because if there's a looming thing in the background that this person might have, they might not be telling you, right? So if you have to ask that question, because if it's not price, it might be something else, and they're just using the price to push you off. All right, Jimmy, your turn, buddy. Laura, sell Jimmy, and Jimmy, you have to speak to your husband.
All right, Jimmy. So which option works best for you?
I don't know which one.
Well, based on
So
what we
you-
spoke about, I think that level 2 would be best for you because you're looking for that nutrition coaching along with the training. So that would be $4.99 a month. So you ready to get started with that today?
Okay. I think I might have to check with my husband about this specific getting started. You know, we make financial decisions together, and you know, we just have some rules about, you know, our finances and our relationship, and I don't break those rules. So
Of course, no problem. But I know when we spoke on the phone before we got on this call, you said that, you know, there was nobody else weighing in on this decision.
yeah, I mean, nobody weighs in on the decisions in regards to me like coming into the gym, but now that we're talking about actually making a financial commitment, I do have to run that by my husband to make sure that, you know, it doesn't get in the way of some of the other purchases that we have.
All right, cool. Well, while I have you on the phone right now, why don't we just call him and kind of talk things through with him? This way we can kind of get you all started.
Hmm.
Is he free?
He might be. No, I think he's actually organizing the landscaping team right now at the house. So making sure they're trimming the bushes and the hedges properly and making sure so he's otherwise engaged right now.
All right, do you want to send him a text and then we can kind of see if he answers by the time we hang up today?
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that.
All right, cool.
work.
While so go ahead, you can send him a text and then I actually have another question for you. So what do you think he's gonna object to?
I don't know if there's anything that he would object to. Everything sounds fair that we're talking about. I think it's just you know, we just make financial decisions together over a certain amount of money.
So I'm going to interject here really quick. So then he just stated that, right? So that means that it's specifically just price in this case. So that there's nothing else. Then he would have said something else. Oh, they probably won't like that, however many times a week or whatever it was.
Right.
Okay. So what are you gonna do if he says no?
It's a good question. I don't think he'll say no. I just have to check.
All right, cool. Did he answer your text yet?
Yeah, he is trimming the hedges. The gardeners. Yeah. But he said he's got some time now. I can shoot him a call real quick.
All right, cool. Go ahead. If you want, I can you know, mute myself. You can mute yourself so I don't know, or if you want me to talk to him, I can.
He's not picking up. I don't know what is going on.
All right.
Tell you what, I can just reach, you know, the number that we used works, right? I can just reach out to you later.
Well, I'm actually booked later. So what we could do, Jimmy, is I will save your spot with level 2. If we can just, what we could do is we could get you all started. I'll get your membership set up and then we'll put a card on file. You could talk to him and then just get back to me. I could reach out to you later today. And then you let me know yes or no. You said he'll probably say yes, right? So I'm sure there'll be no issue. And this will save us some time if we get all your information now.
Okay, all right. Here you go.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, not bad. See, when he said
Yeah.
when he said to you specifically, like, oh, I don't think he'll object to it, then you have to go for the close then. Okay, perfect. So let's do this. Let's get you signed up today. And then if you go home and he says, you know, hey, look, I don't want you to do this, then I'll just cancel everything out for you.
Yeah.
So pretty simple.
And
Not
that
bad.
works so well, by the way, if you just like you reach that objection point and they're like, well, and then you say, well, what would he object to? Oh, he'll say yes. He'll probably say yes. Okay, well, you know, save you and me both a little time. Let's get you set up
Yeah.
and get you set up in the system. We'll go and build that today. And if you go home and your husband says absolutely not, no, what did you do? Then no harm, no foul. We'll rip up the agreement and we'll give you a refund. Like, totally understand. The number of times that I've said that and the client closed, and they've been a member for years now, is like, it really works, right?
Yeah. All right, not bad, Laura. Good job. All right, Greg, are you ready? Greg?
Yeah, I'm walking into
There we
my
go.
house right now. I was in the car. I had to drop my family. I'm the family bitch. It's terrible. It's,
What does that
All right,
entail?
Greg. Go ahead, Greg. You're gonna call Ellen, okay? I mean, you're gonna sell Ellen. So you're gonna
What am
show
I-
Ellen the prices. You're gonna show Ellen the prices, and then she's gonna tell you that she has to talk to her husband.
what am I reading this off of?
You're not
Or
reading
just,
it. You're just
or
go,
just free ball it.
yeah. You're just freeballing, and you can go by the objections that we talked about earlier.
That's why his camera's off. He's freeballing it.
No, I was in the car. It doesn't connect when you're in the car. My whole
Oh.
family's here for her first birthday. It's a fucking disaster.
All right, go ahead, Greg.
I'm trying to figure out where I'm at. I'm trying to pull up this on the laptop. So just using the canned responses or no?
No, the objection sheet. You could use that one on the internship file. You're killing off flow, man.
I was in the car. I was
So your whole family heard how Jimmy's husband has to trim his hedges?
No, my aunt is like 6'6", so my mom had to take her to like her appointment
Oh.
today for her stuff. So then the rest of my family, I had to drop off wherever the fuck they go. It was not. I was not happy about the whole situation. It's called Uber, but hey,
Greg Uber. For Greg.
yeah, I'm essentially Uber.
Yeah.
I
right.
cannot find any of this on the internship file.
It's under the objection, handling objections.
Okay,
What time is it there, Jimmy and Ellen?
11:45.
I got it.
All right, go ahead, Greg. No time like the present, my friend.
All right, Ellen. So which one of those works best for you?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to talk to my husband first before I make a decision.
Okay, I completely understand that. You could even bring him on the call with you, or you can give him a call or text now, and he can join in with us if you'd like.
He's at work right now, so he won't be available until later tonight.
All right, I'm also available later tonight when he gets home. If you guys want to both call in, we could do that together. Make it a whole group thing.
Sure. Yeah, I can call you back later tonight. Nice to meet you, Greg. I'll talk to you
Well,
later.
we'll set up an appointment. I'll give you a call back later. But while I have you here, well, you said it was expensive. What are you comparing it to, Ellen?
I mean, there's a Orange Theory across the way that's half the price, quarter of the price.
Have you done Orange Theory before?
No, but I've heard of it.
Do you have any friends who have gotten results through Orange Theory?
Friends who like it. I can't tell you if they got results or not.
That's good. Well, with us, you'll get a lot more form attention. And then that way it's not a big group. So what? Scroll down so I have to talk to my spouse. Sorry, I read that. Hold on.
It's okay, Greg. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. So a couple things I'm going to stop you, right? So what'd you do wrong, right? So the first thing you did is you let her off the hook. So there is a chance that she probably would maybe call you back, but then there's also the chance that she's not going to call you back. So if you have her in front of you, you want to try your best to close them on the spot. So you have to go through the objections. So the other thing that she didn't do, you presented her the prices, but she didn't pick one. So you have to ask her, okay, which option are you leaning towards? Which membership are you looking at? And then when she says, oh, okay, I want to do whatever, level 2. Okay, perfect. So if your spouse is, now I'll call, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then if they say, oh, no, he can't speak right now, he's busy. Okay, well, what would they object to? You got to find out what's really in the way. Does that make sense?
I just skipped the whole first part of asking her the package, essentially.
Yeah, it's okay. So go. Well, let's do it again. Let's call Laura this time. Well, not call. You're sitting in person with them, and you're showing Laura the prices. So go ahead one more time, Greg. I'll let you redeem yourself, buddy.
All right, Laura. So which one of these packages would work best for you?
I would like to come every day.
All right, so let's sign you up for every day then. We'll go unlimited, and then we'll get you the best results from there.
I do have to talk to my husband though.
That I completely understand. If you want, you can give him a call now, and he can join in on the call with us if you'd like.
Nah, he's in the city, he's working, and I can't call him during his meetings.
That I get too. You said it's a little expensive. What are you comparing our price to?
I don't really know. I haven't checked anywhere else. I'm not sure. I just know that it's kind of expensive.
Okay. And you said that your husband might object. What would your husband object to exactly?
The kids and the money, like, you have 3 kids, so it's kind of a lot.
Okay, I completely get that too. What happens if your spouse says no? Are you still gonna go through with it, or?
Well, then I'll make him pay for another a cheaper trainer somewhere else.
All right, so let's do this then, Laura. I have limited spots for this program, and I can't guarantee that be able to save a spot for you because I have a bunch of meetings later. But let's get you signed up, and if your spouse doesn't want you to go and doesn't want you to get to your goals, I'll let you cancel out.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, awesome. So we'll start with that.
All right, what could have gone better?
Probably should stop reading it off a script like that.
I mean, that's one thing, right? What else could have been improved upon?
More questions, probably. I feel
Well,
like I
I
just get
guess so.
caught reading this.
Yeah, right.
Well,
And
this
that's
one I
like-
actually haven't read too much, so it's a little different, but
yeah, you just got to get in the flow of it, right? Alan, what would you fix about that?
I was making it more conversational, which I guess goes away from the script a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're trying to close objections, it's like you want to have this curiosity that shows that you're interested in that person, right? So when you dive into it, it's like, oh, well, my husband, blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Your husband isn't in support of you, like changing your fitness or the goals that you have? Is that true? Oh, no. That's not true. It's just this. And then they kind of go to the objection at that point, right? So it's the tone, and it's because you're reading off the script, right? So it's like the tone of it all is throwing it off a little bit and making it feel like a little choppy, right? So if you come at it with, childlike enthusiasm, or like when a little kid like comes up to you and like wants to show you like a picture or something that they drew. Greg, you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
So like when the prospect says, oh, my husband, no, be like, oh, really? Your husband doesn't want you to achieve this or that or the other thing? And you just like, you seriously are like, it's like you're
Shaming them.
What's that?
Shaming them.
No, I don't want it to sound like you're shaming them. And maybe my tone sounded a little bit like that, but it's like you want to be curious and surprised as to what they're saying, right? So you can get the conversation going. So like, Ellen, my husband says, my husband doesn't want me to, I'm not going to do this without like checking with my husband first.
Are we doing this whole thing?
Just respond. The initial response. I got to ask my husband.
Oh, well, husband aside, which membership are you looking towards, Jimmy?
The third one.
Awesome. Well, why don't we just get you signed up for the third one right now? Get that spot saved for you. And then if your husband absolutely does not want you to start working on your fitness goals, you can give me a call and we can give you a refund.
I really got to check with him.
Okay. Well, why don't you give him a call right now so we can check them right now, get a decision right away. You have my time right now. That way we can guarantee that you got a spot.
So what I'm going for is like that question asking, not just diving straight into like the scripted version of what we have, right? So what I'm talking about more is, so when I say, so Ellen, if you're to say, hey, I need to talk to my husband, right? Then I'll say something like, oh, really? Well, what's the biggest thing that, you know, your husband would object to? Or, oh, really? Is he not in support of what's going on? Of like you get coming to the gym? Does he not know that you're here? Right?
Like, yeah, like
this
you want to almost act shocked, like
yeah.
What? Like really?
Yeah, exactly. So the initial response to it is not this like scripted.
So even if they don't isolate a membership and they're just like, I don't know, I need to talk to my husband.
I would still follow that one first. I would still pick out the package that's going to work for them, and then when the next time, then you kind of go through it.
Because you should
really, what would he object to?
You should really have isolated, like the way that the flow is, you should really have isolated a membership option before the husband objection comes up, right? So
I mean, usually, yeah, but
yeah, usually. Like I don't know if that's what you're experiencing, but typically you isolate the membership type, you isolate the pain, everything is isolated at that point, and then they punch you with the objection. Then they're like, oh, my husband, after everything's already been done, because they're just waiting to say it to get out of the situation. Right? Because something else isn't working for them. So it's like this shocked, inquisitive, childlike curiosity when they say that is the initial response that we want to have, as opposed to depending on our scripting to just give us like, we want to have bullets in the chamber, right? For the objection, but we don't want to pull the trigger immediately, right? Like, this is a dumb analogy, but you know, somebody comes around, you think somebody broke into your house, you got a gun in your hand, right? And you see a figure around the corner. Are you first gonna ask if that's your spouse, or are you gonna go shoot them? Right? So even though we have the gun loaded, we have to confirm that we need to pull the trigger first. And our confirming of pulling the trigger is the childlike curiosity that comes with asking more probing questions about what they just said to us, right? Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Laura, my husband, so we isolated it, whatever. I have to check with my husband.
Oh, really? Well, like, what do you think he's gonna say? Like, what?
No, that's not the right question. What do you think he would object to? Because what do you think he would say is different than what he would object to.
Oh, so really, what do you think he's gonna like object to?
Well, you know, I don't know. He doesn't think that I'm going to follow through with the program because I've tried other programs and I haven't followed through with them in the past.
So do you think you're gonna follow through on this one?
I don't know. So many times I haven't done it. I've signed up and not really done it. And then it's been like a waste of money. And he gets kind of upset at me for wasting money on fitness things that I don't actually do.
Well, we'll definitely help keep you accountable. That's what we're here for. That's what you're paying for. So I don't know what you did in the past, like with trainers, but we'll definitely help keep you accountable and get you the results that you're looking for. So there's no need to worry on that end. So as long as you're okay and ready to get going, let's start you with the level 2 today.
Good job. One thing I would add.
Very good job,
Laura. One thing I would add to that. Very good, because you see how you went like into it you came back, you asked that question, and it opened up more of what's actually going on, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And then you circled back around and reclosed. Okay, let's get you set up on this membership. One thing I would have added is a TPV story in that moment.
Mhm.
So like
Yeah.
after this person admits to trying other things and not being successful, you really remind me of Jenny. Jenny and I had the same exact conversation, and she's been training with us for 2 years and has lost 40 pounds. Does that sound like something you'd want?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And then you point to Jenny on the wall, or bringing the photo up, or whatever, however you guys sell. For us, it's really easy because where Ellen's sitting is where we sell from, and she just points behind her.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that was good. Nice. So childlike curiosity, then start to, and remember, you got the gun loaded because you have your responses, right? We have all these responses that are like, go ahead and call your husband. Like, does he not want you to be, fit, or whatever the loaded gun that you have is, and you have these bullets that you can shoot. But before you shoot the bullets, we have to just pry a little and just respond to them by asking them what they mean by that, basically. Oh, I got to check with my husband. Oh, you have to check with your husband? About what? Well, and then they start talking, and then you say, well, what is it that would hold your husband back from having you make this decision for yourself? Well, it's this. Then you can actually get around it. But if it's just, we'll call him, we'll get him, talk to him, bring him in, all this stuff. It's like you're focused on the spouse objection the whole time, when there could be other reasons why the spouse objection is coming up. And if we just ask more probing questions in the beginning with curiosity, then they start to open up, like the flower starts to open up and you see what's really happening. Right? Talking about guns and flowers, and no, I got all these
Trimming
analogies.
hedges with the whole bit today.
Trimming hedges, man.